Anything else? If somebody wants to add?
Yes, sir.
How many other people have you met that have PTSD?
I started actually speaking out. I wrote this article, came out in After Magazine, and that was really in April 2007. And after I spoke to over 1,000 groups of people, you know, some 50 people, some 2,500, and you'd be surprised at the number of people that came up and talked to me about their post-traumatic stress. I say it's several thousand, and I could go back and look at my text messages and cell phone, and they call me and email me. So, you know, there's 1 in every 5. So if you take these 4 young ladies and this lady, and you say, okay, you stand up. Go ahead. You're already standing. So the gentleman and the lady in the blue shirt, stand up. The lady in the red shirt right there, stand up. The guy relaxing in the back, stand up. The lady that asked me the question over there, and the gentleman with the glasses in the back. So look at this room. That's how many people, and the average, has post-traumatic stress in a group of any soldiers that's returned. So, I mean, that's the only way to answer it. Thank you.
Is this a full-time paid position, full-time volunteer, part-time?
For me?
Yes.
I am a retired command sergeant major,
Yes.
30 years,
Yes.
80% disabled veteran. I am the director of comprehensive soldier fitness for Fort Benning. Because they seen all the goodness I was doing with this, they gave me this job. This is a position that I do after I get off work every day at 6 o'clock, like this morning at 8. I had a book signing until 12, and then I came here, and then I got at 3 o'clock. And anytime that I'm off, anytime I'm anywhere, it's a passion that until you've been to a funeral and the mother come up to you and say, hey, how could I have prevented my son from taking his life after he came back? And you know, this gives me more hunger, more anger and hunger, controlled anger, of course, to get the word out more. And really, this book, it's just a chronicle of my life and how it was changed in a minute from being a command sergeant major. That if your father is a command sergeant major, 1% of 450,000 service members ever become a sergeant major. And to go to a person that was really not in control of his own life, was just barely struggling, just to, you know, just how many people seen the Junior Seau thing, where that superstar football player, Junior Seau, just killed himself.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the verge of doing that, and it's chronicled in my book, and it's that Commandos. And to be now resilient and very confident, it's extremely dynamic. But like she said, it never goes away. There's going to be trigger points, you know, there's going to be events, and there's going to be doubt. But that's where the resiliency kicks in.
And now you think you're put here to help others because you were on the rank.
My dad had post-traumatic stress, and I didn't know that. After I came out, somebody sent me an obituary for May the 22nd, 1984. I got that in the late. I had never seen it because I was, you know, traveling all over the world when he died. And in the article in 1984, I wish I had seen it before I went to war, it said, here, talks about my dad, a World War II hero who saved the former governor of Georgia's life in the war, and he later became the governor, Martin Griffin. Subsequently, came back, and every day of his life, his passion was to help other people. And it's chronicled in there, and I can email it to you, how much he struggled with nightmares and dreams and everything that he had post-traumatic stress. And before, you know, right now, yes, we've had names for it all the way since World War I, but we never did anything like we're doing now. So, when they say Sam Rhodes, everybody said that's the guy that's got post-traumatic stress, but at the same time, they're mentioning post-traumatic stress. And now they're mentioning Wounded Warrior Horsemanship, which is going to become Warrior Outreach Ranch.
That's right. And how many acres?
It's 160 acres, and it's a lot of riding. It used to be in 1919. It was an old turkey farm. It's got 3 generations of families, and believe it or not, I'm gonna get the rights to this video she made, and I'm gonna put that as an introduction to our program. I think it's remarkable. I think it would have been great if Benning TV or Cheryl or Rolling from the band that would have been here. I mean, any great presentations that these kids do is remarkable because, you know, it's one thing to educate the leadership to reduce the stigma, but it's another thing to show the kids of these ages that are really very smart. Look, this is what your dad's doing for our country. So the next time he said, no, you can't have $5, you just wait and say, Dad. Come back in later after he says no, give him a hug, say, Dad, you know I got you right here. Can I get that $5 or what's he going to do? You say, here you go.
Right. Well, you know what? We can still get this in the bayonet if, Hannah, Ben, if you would just take
If you get it to me, I'll get it.
And the two of you go down and get a picture. The camera's in there on Miss Gibbons says she's working with the yearbook.
And do a little write-up on the bottom.
And we'll do a little write-up, we'll get it in the paper.
That'd be great.
If you would go and let Mrs. Barnett take a picture if you're not comfortable with the camera, because we want several pictures, still pictures, to go in the bayonet.
Right.
Because this is too good not to shed a little more light.
A person like Hannah, who came out and volunteered, provided all day, she did this great thing. But on behalf of the Commanding General of Fort Benning, we'd like to give you this. Yes, sure.
We need a picture of that.